The Bible, specifically the book of Genesis, begins with a powerful and poetic story of the world's creation. This story sets the foundation for our understanding of God, humanity, and the world around us. It starts with a simple yet profound statement. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. This verse establishes God as the sole creator of everything that exists. He is the ultimate source and sustainer of life. Before creation, there was nothing but God himself. The Bible describes the earth as formless and empty, shrouded in darkness, with the Spirit of God hovering over the waters. This image emphasizes the complete absence of order and life before God began his creative work. It highlights the stark contrast between the pre-creation state and the world that God would bring into being. The creation story unfolds over 6 distinct days, each marked by a specific creative act. It's important to note that the Bible uses the word day figuratively, not necessarily referring to literal 24-hour periods. Each day could represent a vast epoch of time, emphasizing the grandeur and scope of God's creative work. The Genesis creation account isn't simply a historical chronicle, it's a theological statement that reveals the nature of God and his relationship with his creation. It highlights God's power, wisdom, and goodness as he creates the world with his word. Let's explore each day of creation in detail to appreciate the wonder and majesty of God's work. On the first day of creation, God created light. He said, "Let there be light." And there was light. This act is significant because it marks the beginning of order and the separation of light from darkness. Light is essential for life, and its creation symbolizes the dispelling of chaos and the emergence of a structured world. The Bible describes God separating the light from the darkness, calling the light day and the darkness night. This separation establishes the cycle of day and night, a fundamental rhythm of life on earth. It also signifies God's sovereignty over time and his ability to bring order to the universe. This initial act of creation demonstrates God's power and his ability to create something from nothing. Light wasn't formed from pre-existing material, but was brought into existence by God's word alone. This act emphasizes the uniqueness of God's creative power and his absolute authority over all creation. The creation of light on the first day also foreshadows the coming of Jesus Christ, who is described as the light of the world. Just as light drives away darkness, Jesus brings spiritual illumination and dispels the darkness of sin. On the second day, God turned his attention to the waters. The Bible states that God created a vault or expanse to separate the waters, with some waters remaining below and others above this expanse. This expanse is what we call the sky or atmosphere. God called this expanse sky, or heaven if the text overlay is cielo and not translated. This separation of the waters above and below the sky created the necessary conditions for life to thrive. The atmosphere protects the earth from harmful radiation, regulates temperature, and provides the air we breathe. This act of creation demonstrates God's wisdom and foresight in designing a world suitable for life. The separation of the waters isn't a random event, but a deliberate act that reveals God's care for his creation. The image of waters above the sky can also have a symbolic meaning. In the ancient cosmology of the Near East, the waters above were often associated with chaos and the primordial abyss. By separating these waters and placing them above the sky, God demonstrates his power over chaos and his ability to establish order in the universe. On the third day, God continued to shape the earth. He commanded the waters under the sky to gather in one place, allowing the dry land to appear. This act led to the formation of the continents and oceans, defining the earth's geography. God called the dry land earth and the gathered waters seas. This separation between land and sea is another crucial step in preparing the earth for life. It creates distinct habitats for different types of creatures and sets the stage for the diversity of life that would soon populate the planet. But God's creative work on the third day didn't stop there. He commanded the earth to produce vegetation. Let the earth sprout vegetation, plants yielding seed and fruit trees bearing fruit in which is their seed, each according to its kind. This act brought forth the plant kingdom in all its diversity, from grasses and flowers to trees and shrubs. The creation of plants on the third day is significant for several reasons. First, it provides a food source for the animals that God would create later. Second, it demonstrates God's concern for beauty and the aesthetic appeal of his creation. Finally, it highlights the interconnectedness of all living things, as plants play a vital role in sustaining life on Earth.